Until last night when London beat Leeds, the only significance of this game was to assess Castleford's form ahead of the playoffs. But now the Tigers can claim fourth spot and with it a home tie against the Rhinos. It could be quite a night in the jungle. The results from last night: Leeds 6, London 18, one of the shocks of the season. And St Helens 4, Wigan Warriors 42. So Wigan are top of the table going into the playoffs, Bradford are third, and suddenly there's a race for fourth. If Castleford win by a 65-point margin tonight, they'll pinch the home tie next week off the Rhinos. And if you doubt it will happen, remember April 1995, Castleford 86, Wakefield 0. Well, credit these Wakefield fans, their club is deep in debt, varying estimates from £1.5 to £3 million. But the Trinity name is one of the oldest and proudest in the game, and these people hope that their club will be in business next year. This is the way the two sides line up. Castleford have Richard Gay at fullback, Wells, Rogers, Eager and Wayne Price, cousin of Leon Price of the Bradford Bulls, the three-quarter line. Orr and Davis at halfback. The forwards: Sampson, Raper, Lynch, Harland, Purcell and Vowles the captain. And the substitutes: Shaw, Tonks, Smith and young Jonathan Goddard, who will make his debut if he gets on. The 18-year-old coaches Stuart Raper. Now Wakefield and the Wildcats have Law at fullback, Hughes, Graham Law, Ben Westwood, Bright Sodgy three-quarters, the March twins David at standoff and Paul at scrum half. And the forwards, it's Fisher, Speak and Jackson, Price the skipper and field, and Ryan Hudson is the loose forward. And on the bench, Frank Watini, Gareth Ellis, Keith Mason and Paul Hanford. And the coach is John Harbin. So out come the Wakefield Trinity side, and today's mascots for Wakefield: Alana Stevenson, daughter of Wakefield prop Francis and granddaughter of Nigel Stevenson, and Jacob Price, son of Wakefield forward Gary. So it's a real family affair. There is John Harbin, the Wakefield coach. Future, well, it's hanging by a thread. They have mounting debts. But on the field, the players and coaching staff deserve credit for battling on. They lost, but they weren't disgraced. 18-26 against Warrington last week. Well, here come the Tigers, who end their home season for the year 2000. But do they? Because next Saturday they were due to play Leeds at Headingley, but if the Tigers win by 65-point margin, they will claim the home tie off the Leeds Rhinos. They've not lost to Wakefield here, by the way, for 10 years. So can the impossible happen? Steve-O, what are the odds?
Pretty long, I would imagine, but it is an incentive. Who would have thought it? It really was a shock last night. The Broncos coming up with a win against the Rhinos. It has given this crowd something to think about. No doubt that Stuart Raper, the Castleford coach, would be drumming it into his players. There is a possibility, and if they get off to a flying start, who knows? But the Wildcats, they will not lie down.
Match referee is Carl Kirkpatrick. He was on duty at the Valley last weekend on Sky Sports. Here he is again tonight, about to blow the whistle on a perfect evening for rugby league. Danny Orr gets us underway, and immediately Danny Orr, as he kicked that ball, I noticed that he limped away. So maybe Danny Orr has got a problem coming into this match. But the word from inside the Castleford Tigers dressing room is that they're going to go for this 65-point margin if they possibly can, because they fancy their chances more here, obviously, at the Jungle next than against Leeds at Headingley for the first of the playoff matches. The matches, of course, that will mean one of the clubs eliminated. It's St Helens against Bradford at Nosey Road next week that kicks those playoff series off. Stuart Raper, the Castleford Tigers coach, he resisted the temptation of resting some of his stars. That's what some of the top five have done over this weekend. He says that's no way to end the season. The kick over the top, though, is claimed by Wayne Price.
Not surprisingly that Wakefield put young Wayne Price under a lot of pressures to start with. And he did exceptionally well. It'll be nervous times, though, for the Tigers.
Wayne Price, first start in the side. This is Lee Harland for the Castleford Tigers. Good tackling on display there. Jamie Field was in, not Jamie Field, I beg your pardon, it was Paul Jackson and Andy Speak, the little hooker who's on loan from the Leeds Rhinos.
The big contest as well in the half-backs. Danny Orr, as you said, Eddie, perhaps carrying a little bit of an injury, though he seemed to kick that okay.
Yes, that was all right. The kick over the top is collected by Neil Law. And Danny Orr following up gets the tackle in.
Well, they seem to look okay there, but just getting back to that point, Danny Orr, Brad Davis, good combination, of course, but Wakefield, they've got the March twins, David and Paul, and they'll have a few tricks up their sleeve, I'm sure.
Gary Price, captain of Wakefield tonight, plays it to Andy Speak. He gets the ball away to David Marsh, and he slips as Michael Eager comes in for the tackle. The dummy half again is Andy Speak. It goes then to Paul March, and then further wide again to Andy Fisher. His 299th game of a career which began quite some time ago and has taken in 5 clubs for Andy Fisher, who gets to his feet, plays the ball. That was Neil Law, feeds it out wide, the kick through. That's going to be easy for Richard Gay, the Castleford fullback. But a good chase nonetheless, led by Jamie Field. And also in there quickly was Ben Westwood.
Pretty good defence as well. You could see the Wildcats, they're moving up in one single unit.
Well, out of adversity comes a little bit of spirit, and certainly Wakefield have got that in abundance. And this, of course, is another keen local derby tonight. But it would be highly interesting if, oh, that's a knock-on first by Bright Sodji. It would be highly interesting if Wakefield get a couple of quick tries here.
Trying to keep the ball alive, the big fella Sampson. Price couldn't take it in. Carl Kirkpatrick, the official today, allowed the advantage, non-forthcoming. The head and feed for the Tigers.
Natty hairdo. Wayne Price.
Natty.
He's highly rated by his coach, Stuart Raper.
I must say, it is different.
Here's Richard Gay for the Tigers.
Again, good defence. John Harbin, been a difficult fortnight for him. I'm sure that the words of wisdom will be to get in the faces. That looked forward.
It was a ball out wide from Rogers. This is John Wells. They've got the start. Castleford have got the start they wanted. John Wells with the try. The pass fed out wide by Darren Rogers. No doubts in the mind of touch judge and referee that the pass was anything other than legal. And John Wells gets his 11th of the season and gives Castleford just the sort of start that they wanted.
Quick hands created the opportunity for Wells. And that looked very forward, extremely suspect. And the Wakefield fans not too happy about it, but the officials, they said he was okay. Worked the blind side. Vowles and Rogers, the combination. Off he went. Touch judge was in a good position, but this looked forward. And no momentum rule there. As it was obvious to me that Darren Rogers had stopped when he offloaded that ball. They've got away with it. And as Eddie has mentioned, it's the start that they needed. Leeds, will they be getting a little bit frightened?
Well, a long way to go yet. They still need 62 more points. But Danny Orr can maybe make it 60 with this conversion attempt. 58 goals for the England international. He's missed only 2 games this year, the second one as the Tigers lost to Halifax 3 weeks ago. Maybe that just shows you how important this fellow is to this team. Danny Orr with the kick. He's missed it. Well, if they're going to make the 65-point margin, Danny Orr will have to be in form with the boots. Stuart Raper knows that.
You can see there the overlap. They went for the dummy, and once he offloaded, but that is a forward pass for mine. Unfortunate for the Wildcats, but the Tigers will be growling with it.
Well, John Wells tried just the start they want, but I think we ought to put this target of 65 points into some context. when you look down the fixtures this year, the highest score that Castleford have recorded so far, 37 points against Warrington earlier this season. But they have the players and men like John Wells and the man who put the pass out to him, Darren Rogers. They've certainly got the firepower. Aaron Raper is the dummy half, and here's Andrew Purcell now. He's drilled to the ground, and Raper is the man at dummy half again. They come centre field with Davis. Wide it goes then to Orr, and further wide it goes to Eager. Richard Gay is there on the inside. Graham Law fits to him, and with help from March, he's brought down. Well, Darren Rogers, shielding his eyes from the sunlight on that far side. He only needs one try today to take the lead in the Super League leading try-scorer competition. That's a kind bounce for Purcell. It bounced off Neil Law, found touch, and I just wonder which way the referee will give head and feed here.
Wicked bounce, but what a superb chip over from Aaron Raper. Hooker.
Castleford have got the head and feed because of that knock-on.
Oh, what a superb piece of play.
Just to re-emphasise that point of Darren Rogers, by the way, he's at the moment on 20 tries for the season, exactly the same as Tommy Martin and Sean Long for St Helens. One more, he'll take the lead on his own, and it's worth £1,000 to him. That's how much the leading try scorer in Super League will get. Lovely hands, Richard Gay, and again to Price, and Price trying to barge his way to the line. This is a glorious opportunity for Vowles. Vowles is just held up.
Slick handling though from the Castleford team.
Price to Orr. It goes wide and high to Davis. Davis trying to attract the defence to him. Rogers keeps it going to Sampson, who drops it.
A little bit over fancy there. Sampson saying, come on, lift it up a little bit. I think it was a decent pass. Just hit his chest.
Jamie Field was all over him.
Big fella couldn't get to it. Well, an explosive opening by the Tigers. That really was skillful rugby league football. Quick hands out wide. And when Gay brought the winger back inside, it looked to all the world as though it was going to be try number 2.
I'm sure all this talk of the winning margin won't have escaped the Wakefield Wildcats on their way to the match here tonight, and they won't want to be the lambs to the slaughter, as it were. That was Ryan Hudson who played the ball. This now is David March. His little kick into the in-goal area is too deep, and there's no opportunity there for anything for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
Option was okay, just a little bit too strong in the end. Talented player, as is his brother, of course, Paul. And they'll work hard. They'll be tireless throughout for this 80 minutes. I have little doubt, Eddie, that the Wildcats will give a good account of themselves.
The last win here 10 years ago, 18-16, but they did beat Castleford at Bellevue 11-10 last year, and this is the way it looks in all meetings since 1973. Castleford with the 28 victories to 10 advantage, and here, well, as you can see, it's not been the happiest of hunting grounds for the Wakefield club over the years. And this now is Purcell. Rumour has it he had a bit of a hamstring problem before the match, had to face a late fitness test. It looks all right, and that's a lovely kick to the corner from Raper, but it just beat the on-rushing John Wells. He's so important to this Castleford Tigers side, is Aaron Raper.
Is he ever? Quick run from the dummy half, and yet another kick. See the ball, he was trying to make it spin backwards. Wells couldn't get through it. Well, it's excitement plus. He really is a key figure, of course, Aaron Raper. Certainly makes the Castleford pack tick over. Such a constructive player.
So Wakefield in possession and trying to get that ball away from their own line. Untidy at the play the ball. But they will give it some, there's no doubt about it. And young David March, hooker for the last 5, but standoff half last week and this. Oh, and put down there by Andy Fisher. So Purcell has got it back for the Tigers.
Well, that won't help their cause. That's a second simple mistake.
That's good tackling, though, by the Wakefield defence.
There's a mistake yet again.
Here's Valls now for Castleford.
That's another bonus for the Tigers, as well as the fact that Adrian Valls, who has had an indifferent season, personal point of view, but he's back to his best.
Good movement here, and Danny Orr's through. Danny Orr is under the post. That's another try. It was really created by a barnstorming run. The ball was kept alive excellently by the Tigers, and it's on. Danny Orr's 10th try of the season. The target is in sight. Long way to go yet, but a 10-point lead on the way after the kick to come.
And fully deserved as well. That was a great effort. They keep the ball alive there. Oh, neat little pass there from Raper. Put Danny Orr right the way through. They're really coming hard at them, aren't they? And it was a great effort. Andy Lynch started it, but that little pass from Aaron Raper was quite superb.
Well, Danny Orr over under the sticks. A try and 3 goals at Bellevue in April, 2 goals here against Wakefield in July. And, well, he's about to, I think, kick his first goal of the night to add the extras to his try. Castleford's second. This for 10-0. You never know. You never know. 10-0. 11 minutes gone or thereabouts. Will the youngsters see the most improbable of results here?
It was only a short pass from the hooker, but it was quite outstanding. And he has the speed from a standing start. Salutes the Tiger fans first. You little beauty. Plonks it down. And maybe, just maybe.
Well, it's something none of us expected. Leeds awaiting Castleford in the playoffs, and I think we'd all given it up for the Tigers, Steve-O. It looked as though fourth was beyond them, but that result last night at Headingley was one of the shocks of the season when the Broncos produced a win from somewhere. And I can tell you, reading the text and the reports of the match today, Dean Lance, the Leeds coach, anything but impressed with his players, and they've lost 4 of the last 5 matches towards the back end of the season, Leeds Rhinos. Not the sort of stuff that playoff runs are made.
Well, it makes you wonder whether the concentration was obviously at a low ebb, thinking about the 4th and 5th playoff against the Castleford Tigers. But who would have thought it, as you mentioned, the fact that and Leeds will not relish the fact to come down to the jungle, but there's still a long way to go in this game before they can get those points.
Absolutely, there really is. Oh, that's a much better run from Adam Hughes. Former Leeds player, of course, Adam Hughes. Signed by Wakefield from the Leeds Rhinos when his first team opportunities were few and far between at Headingley. And John Harbin shielding his eyes from the setting sunshine. And he'll be a slightly worried man at the moment with a 10-0 scoreline against him, 14.5 minutes gone. But it is his Wildcats who are in possession. Hudson gets the ball out wide, and he was almost through then, Neil Moore. Hudson again in at dummy half. Now then, Andy Fisher, bags of experience there. 18 metres away from the Castleford line, and Wakefield on the last tackle. A dab through by Paul March, comes off the knees and well claimed by Danny Orr.
Quick work there by the standoff, had to be as well. Nice build-up though by the Wildcats, and again they're opting for the kicking game.
Wells wrestled to the ground. This is good defence from Wakefield though. Raper to Purcell. Such a versatile player, Purcell, swinging arm on him. And Ben Westwood, the youngster, pulled out for the swinging arm there.
He really did swing as well. Crack. To be fair to Westwood, it was an open palm. Certainly didn't have a clenched fist. By the way of the forearm. Didn't miss the target.
Well, they've suffered 3 defeats in a row. That's the first penalty of the game, by the way, but they have suffered 3 defeats in a row. Wakefield Trinity Wildcats after they won consecutive games, improbably against St Helens and London. This is Richard Gay. Castleford hunting more points.
Great little pass yet again, Danny Orr this time.
Andy Lynch on the charge. It was Lynch's drive into this position earlier that produced Danny Orr's try.
Well, the big fella's working overtime. Prop forward Lynch.
Harlan to Vowles. The reigning Man of Steel, the Man of Steel for 2000, will be named in Grand Final week. This is Raper, beautiful ball, and Sampson is wrestled to the ground by Andy Fisher.
Spotted it well, did Fisher, needed to.
Raper to Orr. Wide it goes to Davis. On forward, surely.
He won't get away with that
Well, Rodgers puts the ball down. It would have been a priceless try for him and his club, but it was a mile forward, this.
I think Brad Davis gave himself up as well. Raised the arms.
Don't be surprised, by the way, if they do try and conjure up a try for Darren Rodgers tonight.
Well, they did slip the ball back on the inside. He juggled it. That was a reason, but little doubt that Davis's pass about 2 yards forward. John Wells, score of the first try, of course. That was a bit dubious too. Got away with it on that occasion, but not just then.
So here come Wakefield again. Strong run from Neil Law, leading try scorer, 10 in all, 9 in the Super League. That really shows the sort of season it's been for the Wildcats. Darren Rodgers, leading try scorer for Castleford, twice as many. David March to twin brother Paul, then wide it goes to Gary Price, who's lost it again. Oh, and back to 0 on the tackle count. Another knock-on though by young Paul March. Surely going to bring it back for the scrum, because there's no advantage to Castleford there.
Good work though by the loose forward, Ryan Hudson. That's the first time when it lost, and they're having a little bit of a argy-bargy.
Well, Ben Westwood came in and just poked somebody in the face.
Well, he's had one swinging arm.
Short right hook.
See, Davis wanted to get on with it. Paul March had plenty to say, and Westwood came in and started to sort a few things out. Bit tetchy. It'll be a good battle royal, that. Paul March versus Brad Davis. There's Ben Westwood, already been cautioned for swinging arm. He's fired up.
He's only 19. Through the academy ranks last year, Ben Westwood. Carl Kirkpatrick, the referee, has held up the clock because Bright Sodji is receiving treatment for what looks like a knee injury.
Also, it gives them the opportunity just to calm things down out there. Tempers fraying somewhat.
Wakefield have had it pretty tough on their travels since they came into Super League in 1998-90. Oh, this is a bitter blow for Castleford. Raper is limping to the line. And that could be a huge blow if, well, not if, because they're in the playoffs, but it would be a huge blow to the Castleford playoff hopes. Chasing the news on that injury. This is Michael Eager now. Gives it to Price. This fella's unmistakable, isn't he, with that haircut? And you would probably mistake him for somebody else. Haaland, this is Davis. Big hit by Andy Fisher.
Davis didn't like it either. He likes a bit of a natter as well as Brad Davis. Not the best pass either there.
No, it went backwards though off Shaw's fingertips. Purcell, Rodgers. Grounded on halfway.
Good work there from Rodgers. Quick play the ball. Purcell, he's playing out of his skin. Looking for work all the time. Big second rower, Purcell.
This is their last tackle, Castleford, so Orr will put boot to ball. That's what he does. And Neil Law will run the ball back, but only as far as Lynch and Adrian Vowles.
Good refereeing there by Carl Kirkpatrick. Shouted out to all the players that were in front. Give him 10.
Well, Castleford enjoying the greater of the possession. That's why they have the 10-0 scoreline, but they've fallen behind the clock a little bit. Hudson, big hit by Purcell, but it went backwards. They lost ground there, but it's 4 tackles gone. Oof. He's a real handful, isn't he? Andy Fisher has been around a while, he's got a lot of experience. On halfway, Paul March with the kick. John Wells collects deep in his own half.
Well, he's a tough hombre, isn't he, Andy Fisher? But I think he was a little bit surprised at the man who gave him the big hit, and that was Brad Davis, little halfback.
And Andy Fisher will want to do well here, because I mentioned his career has taken in 5 clubs. This is one of those 5 clubs that he played for, Castleford Tigers.
Well, there's some of the hair gone.
It has as well. Well, I don't know what on earth's happened there, but he's not rubbing the head. This is a great run from Danny Orr. He's got Bowles inside and just behind Bowles and not forward.
They have bombed it. Orr realised that he didn't have the pace. Beautiful step though, wasn't it? They were coming from all angles. Good work from Sotji in the end. They're starting to fall off the tackle somewhat of the Wildcats. And the Tiger knows the try has gone begging.
Let's go.
Well, Stuart Raper knows that was a golden opportunity wasted. But perhaps he is more concerned about his brother Aaron, who limped off not too long ago. We've chased the news up and Bill Arthur has it all.
Well, the good news, if you can call it that, for the Castleford Tigers is that it doesn't seem to be a recurrence of the knee ligament injury that Aaron Raper suffered earlier in the season, which kept him out for a long while. This looks more like a calf injury, and there you can see him having treatment for that. But whatever it is, the extent of it is what they're worried about on the Tigers bench, because of course there could be some big games ahead.
Indeed, there is a big game next weekend against Leeds, whether it be here or at Headingley, and he's vital to the cause. They've got a penalty here, David March.
Little doubt about it as well. Adrian Vowles having a second bite at that cherry, or the left leg.
That's what I mean.
And he's very fortunate, the Tigers skipper, not to be sent to the sin bin for a professional foul. The official just having a quick word in his ear. I've seen him sent to the sin bin for similar offences.
Keep it going.
David March wanted to get on with the job.
Well, Graham Law, needless to say, from this range, is going to make it just that little bit more difficult for Castleford if he kicks this goal. Fancies it. 4 goals in the win against St Helens, 3 against Warrington last week. 14 for the season then for Graham Law. And that's the angle he has, and behind those posts, all the Wakefield supporters. Graham Law's added 2 to the scoreline. First points for Wakefield tonight. Castleford 10, Wakefield 2. And after a bright start from Castleford, it's just gone off the boil slightly with that 65-point target in mind. And maybe, not insignificant, the fact that Aaron Raper is off the field and receiving treatment.
It's a big loss. He's a fine player. He's at the heart and at the hub of most things that's happening in the Tigers' attack. But that was good work from Wakefield. It was a good run from the prop forward Paul Jackson, who laid the foundation. Okay, they've only come away with the 2 points.
Brad, what's the line?
Well, there looks to be still quite a bit of concern over the hooker.
Orr gets the game in motion again after the penalty goal from Wakefield. Neil Law, this is, to run it back. 15 metres ground made before Andy Lynch and company got to him. Andy Speake was the dummy half, and here goes Fisher again. Well, Wakefield are not going to give this in easily, that is for sure. Speake gets the ball away. Ryan Hudson. Oh, just lost possession there, did Jamie Field. So Castleford have got it back. Can they do anything with this possession now in broken play? No, Gary Price and Paul March in quickly to quell the danger from Davis.
Good hit, though. Shaw getting right underneath the ribs.
Haaland gets the ball away. Eager. And Eager is adjudged to have knocked that ball forward.
I think he just got the fingertips to it. Haaland offloading. Little doubt that he touched it. Had a fine season. The big centre, Michael Eager. Stuart Raper looking somewhat concerned.
Yes, he's come downstairs earlier than he would normally do. 26 minutes or thereabouts gone, and Stuart Raper on the sideline, no doubt checking on brother Aaron.
Could be a big decision for him, whether to perhaps take the risk or do they rest him and make sure that he's available for next weekend.
Great hit by Andy Lynch on Ryan Hudson. Here comes Paul Jackson now for the Wildcats. Speak. One March twin to the other. Fisher almost through, gets the ball away to Law. And that was Graham Law.
Great offload from Fisher.
David March through the dummy. David March.
Touch judge is on.
Well, the touch judge is on the field. The referee won't give this try, although they think they've scored it. He won't give it yet.
We'll have a look to the screen.
Well, he'll talk to the touch judge first. Not talk for the screen yet.
Okay, over there.
Oh, it's a trip.
Okay.
Well, he could walk for this.
Time on. Penalty catch.
Well, the report was that he was tripped.
Well, if that's the case, normally it's an automatic red card.
Well, the referee obviously didn't see it. The touch judge did.
We'll see it's in back play.
Previous to that, this is Purcell at dummy half. Dean Sampson to run strongly again. Purcell, the angled run here is by Haaland. He was the dummy, it went off his back.
Won't be a try. He's brought them back for a forward pass. Or the knock on, either way. And you can see that Haaland was going to be used as the shepherd. This is the trip afterwards. And yeah, well, he should be, I'm sorry, but sent off. That's how easy it is to have your leg broken. Well, it's quite fortunate, is Bright Sodgy. Deliberate trip like that.
Well, Wakefield with the full complement of players, and Jamie Field, former Academy international. Quick play of the ball, Speak hands it off. Good defence from Castleford. Well, next weekend the race for Old Trafford and the grand final begins. Saturday, October the 14th is the night of the year. The match will kick off at 6:30. We can't tell you who it's between yet, but any other information, 0113 244 114. It's Super League Europe's headquarters, and tickets are going well for that grand final, by the way. Oh, risky business, but Gay did well, the Castle fullback.
He was in a good position. And good work by Danny Orr. Good combination there. Well, they've weathered the storm somewhat of the Wildcats.
Stay.
Yes, they have. They've put a huge break on Castleford's ambitions. Michael Eager gets the ball away to Price. And he looks a live wire, doesn't he, this Price?
Sure does.
And the old head Gary Price all over him.
Well, I hate to say it, Eddie, but I think Wayne Price is playing with extensions. There's bits of his hair coming off all over the place.
Well, he hasn't got as many bits of hair as when he first started. But if there's anybody who knows the ins and outs of extensions, it's Steve-O, of course.
Well, we've seen 3 or 4 lumps of hair. Just
Come on!
that's got to be a Super League first.
Bright Sodgy.
I just wonder.
Ready.
Well, the only extension I know about is something you've got to put plans into the local council. Oh, it's a good run, this. Terrific run from Paul Jackson. They're within 10 metres of the line. Speak gets the ball away to Hudson. It goes further wide to Graham Hughes.
Great defence there.
Adam Hughes, rather. Graham Hughes is the Australian rugby league commentator. Oh, and Andy Speak makes a knock-on and holds his hand up.
He knows it's going to be a hard evening for his Wildcat team. Again, the build-up was good. Leading the way is Paul Jackson, Fisher. They really are putting it in, but Andy Speak and the hooker just coming up with a mistake there.
This is Andy Lynch for the Tigers. Good defence, though. Speak in there with Fisher, and he felt that. Purcell to Lee Harlan. And young David March gets to him as Andy Lynch tries to take in some air on his haunches. Eager. Had a fine season again, Michael Eager. Purcell, Davis looked wide and invited the run from John Wells. Adam Hughes is after it and is content to allow the ball to drift into touch.
Such an important facet in our game now. And the kick from Brad Davis. You can see the backward spin just to slow it up when it hits the ground.
He's asked the video referee tonight to check whether this is a 40-20, but, well, it's a 45-20.
I don't think he'll take too long about this. The head and feed for Wakefield.
Time off.
I think Brad Davis knows as well, as we all do now.
Time on, scrum defence.
So it's Wakefield Trinity Wildcats who will have the head and feed at this scrum. Clock's ticking down again. Well, Castleford getting the start they wanted, but we have to credit, as well as the couple of opportunities that the Tigers have blown, we have to credit Wakefield for their tenacity in the opening half hour.
And they're putting in some big hits. Getting a bit rough and tough out there now.
That's Graham Law, brought to earth by Adrian Vowles. Here goes Gary Price, the Wildcats skipper. He had Ian Tonks on his back. Speak. Hudson helps it wide. Good ball that was from Jamie Field, but good defence.
What a game the second row Andrew Purcell is having, both in attack and defence. There's a copybook tackle there.
Oh, Wayne Price. Knock on inside his own quarter.
Well, he took the gamble, took the odds. Tried to take it on the half volley, couldn't do it. It was an awkward kick, wasn't it? Been deemed to have knocked forward.
Well, he's the cousin, as I said earlier, of Leon Price of the Bradford Bulls. He got a full debut here, and he was been substitute in the last three. He got a try against Hull, by the way.
It'd be interesting to see him get into open play.
He's pacey. Well, this is a chance for Wakefield. Graham Law again, and he gets away from the first tackler. Almost gets away from Sampson also, but he's clawed to the ground. Now then, here goes March again, and it's David March. And Castleford caught offside. And what's more, David March, I think, has caught a stray knee from Dean Sampson. And they're going to have a shot at goal with this penalty.
And it's the right option as well. And we put them well and truly back into this game. Obviously, collision with Sampson. He just twisted slightly. Oh, yeah.
Well, that wasn't what the penalty was given for. It was given for offside. So, Graham Law to try and add two more to the Wakefield total.
Well, this Tiger crowd is somewhat subdued at the moment. They got the dream start that they needed. It looked as though they were on course for those points.
Away at the lead still further. It's 10-4 now. 2 goals from Graham Law, 2 tries for Castleford. John Harbin, though, will be well pleased with the effort that has been on show from his men.
Especially from the forwards as well. They're sharing the workload. And as I mentioned before, there's been some absolutely cracking big hits out there.
John Harbin, by the way, born in Yorkshire, but raised in Queensland. Knows it was a mighty difficult task that he took on. He's the 3rd coach at Wakefield this year. Andy Kelly started the season off. They elected to dispose of his services. Tony Kemp took over, then the financial crisis bit deeply, and Tony Kemp left them. And now it's down to John Harbin to see this season out, and he will see it out tonight. And then everyone in Wakefield will just keep their fingers crossed that agreement is reached over all this money that is owed to the club and by the club.
Messing around in the play the ball area, wouldn't allow him to get on with it. He's worked hard as Paul Jackson. Slowly but surely, the Wildcats have got well and truly back into this match. And some of the build-up work really does deserve a try.
Jamie Field, here they come again with Fisher. 14 metres away from the Tigers line. He plays the ball, young March, Gary Price. Sampson missed him first time with Haaland. He got back to him though. That's David March to Paul March to Ryan Hudson to Jamie Field. Jamie Field almost to the line. And they're trying desperately to hold him back again, and they do, but Wakefield, I think, have a case. That was at Neil Law, by the way. They have a case. There was a man in the ruck there. He could have been given a penalty against Castleford. As it is, the kick is just too deep.
Well, ever so close. This is a kick. Too much weight on it in the end. Well, again, the build-up. And they're finding a few little chinks in this Tiger defence. And full credit to them.
Just behind the Castleford defence there, Andrew Purcell has got problems as Sampson floats the ball into the arms of Darren Shaw. And they're keeping the ball alive. Here's Ian Tonks on halfway. Good run from Tonks, good support from Rogers.
Great offload from Tonks there. And that's going to be a penalty messing around.
Well, there's a little bit of this creeping into the match now.
Well, they're trying desperately just to make sure that they're slowing them down. It's a ploy that's been working so far, but the referee has lost his patience.
This is Vowles. Tackled by Hudson.
Watch for the combination, Orr and Davis.
Purcell, a little bit over elaborate. Here is Orr, just dropped the shoulders, danced away from 3. Still going, Danny Orr, and so close again. Danny Orr wanting to get on with it, they're having a hold of his ankle. Purcell looking for a solo, and Vowles has taken a perler in back play.
That's the effort. There's a raised elbow there. It's going to be a penalty.
Well, it's a real mess at the play of the ball, both sides. No try. The referee had awarded the penalty. Danny Orr thinks he's over for a try. But
well, Vowles is not too happy. He went hunting the guy, and that's the reason why Kirkpatrick... Watch it there, and it was pretty high, wasn't it?
Andy Fisher.
Fisher went to him. Bang. Oh, that is... Well, that's ridiculous. Surely that's going to go on report.
What's going on, Miss Media? I'm penalising you for taking him out off the ball. I tried to play advantage. OK? Are you captain? You captain, Fish. Let's get the captain. Come here. There's your captain. Garrett! Garrett! Garrett!
I think he's going to put it on report, I think.
And rightly so. It was a bad one. And I'm not surprised that Adrian Vowles went looking for Fisher. Well, it may be the end of the season for the Wildcats. But he could be having a bit of a rest next year as well.
So, quick tap penalty by the Tigers. And here is Michael Eager. And Michael Eager's over the line, but he's held up. Tried to get the ball out. It bounced off a Wakefield head, but that won't matter.
Well, it went pretty close. Give credit, though, to keeping him up there. Paul Hanford got to him first. I don't know why Eager tried to offload it. He'd been better suited to trying to get down, though it wouldn't have been easy. There were 5 players around him.
He threw the ball out of the field of play, so it's a 20-metre tap. And here's Fisher again, on report.
Get off!
Big hoof downfield was from Ryan Hudson, because he noticed on the big screen there are only seconds of this first half remaining, and Richard Gay runs it out, gets back into the field of play. That's the last tackle of this first half. Castleford Tigers ahead by 10 points to 4. Adrian Vowles, the Tigers skipper, think he will know that the opportunity has maybe slipped them by. John Wells got them off to a great start with the opening try. Danny Orr added a second after 11 minutes. They were bang on course then for the big win they need to get to 4th place in the table. But it's 10-4 at half-time, and on the evidence of the first 40 minutes, it looks like Castleford will, after all, have to be satisfied with spot number 5 in the playoffs.
Main Road, and Joe Royal's men will be looking to give their home fans something to cheer as they play host to Middlesbrough, who've been bolstered by new signing Karamba and the deadly Boxic. Then on Monday night, Celtic will be looking to keep up their 100% record when they travel to Dunfermline. A Ford football double starts Sunday at 3 with Man City v Middlesbrough, exclusively live on Sky Sports 1 and Extra.
You've got your Unix platform, you've got your NT platform, you've got your PC platform, you've got your PDA platform and your legacy platform. You've got different companies with different platforms trying to get their platforms to talk to each other. And you've got a whole lot of stressed out, overworked, underpaid, underappreciated human beings who just want the whole thing to make sense by the time they get to the office. That's gonna take some serious software. It's a different kind of world. You need a different kind of software.
This autumn at Disneyland Paris, come and feel young again. Come and have a goofy time.
Come and spend the spookiest Halloween.
Discover it all in our new brochure. Call 0990 03 0301. Disneyland Paris. The magic is closer than you think.
Yes.
Mom! Mom, Steve just asked me out. Email just in. Today, Jade was asked out on a hot date by Steve. Mom, tell him he's reading my email.
Louis!
Report suggests Steve must need glasses.
With Open, you can email, shop and bank through your TV 24 hours a day. To register for Open Email, press your interactive button now.
Being a model and a mum can be difficult to juggle. I really have to be at my best. That's why every day I choose the natural goodness of Actimel. He loves the taste too.
Actimel from Danone is a great-tasting yogurt drink with a unique culture, L-Casei Immunitas. A naturally good way to start your day. Actimel, natural goodness from the inside. And now, new Actimel with 0% fat.
Danone.
Live American football coming up for you Sunday night. It's the New England Patriots against the Minnesota Vikings. That's Sunday night from 9 o'clock. It's live and it's only on Sky Sports 3. We're on Sky Sports 1, the Castleford Tigers 10, the Wakefield Wildcats 4. It began so brightly for the Tigers. 10 points in the first 11 minutes. Wells and Orr with the tries, and Orr adding one of the conversions. But Wakefield have gradually worn their way back into this match, and Graham Law with 2 goals means it's 10-4 to the Tigers at half-time. So it started brightly, as I say, for Castleford, because if you missed the start of the programme, if they win here tonight by 65 points or more, well, they will knock Leeds out of the 4th place for the playoffs, and they will take 4th place themselves. So it did start very well for them, but Castleford, Steve-O, did they lose their way, or do we credit Wakefield for the effort that they've put in here?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the fact that they lost Aaron Raper midway through that first half certainly affected them. He's a real cog in their attacking machine, and they will miss him. Let's hope that he'll be okay for next weekend. That's a big question. They'll be asking his brother whether he bring him back into this game. I think that they'll probably play safety first and not bring him back on. I think they've just got the measure of this Wakefield outfit, but full credit to the Wildcats. They really came back late in that first half. There was some good support play there, but at the moment, the first 15 minutes, it looked, didn't it, as though that Castleford were going to blitz them. They got off to a flying start, and it was what I think was a forward pass from Rogers to Wells. The official said it was okay, so a little bit of lady luck going their way. Certainly not against the Wildcats, but Wells into it. And then good work from Lynch. Big forward offloads here. And it really was good support play. And the little pass from Raper was superb. Danny Orr raised his arm. Was it on? Was there going to be any panic at Leeds? And then this could perhaps have got it through. Vowles. Orr made the break. Beautiful step. Great quality. Great balance. And look at Vowles on the inside. Good work from Sochi. He came back and he just couldn't take it in. But sadly, this incident here, Fisher on Vowles, and not surprisingly, that was put on report, and rightly so. That was a very bad incident indeed, and I think that Mr. Fisher will hear a little bit more than that in the coming week, Eddie.
Well, I think so by the looks of it, but it is the end of the season for Wakefield. Castleford have got at least another week to go, and maybe, who knows, more after that. But when you look down the record, Steve-O, they haven't lost to Wakefield here any more than 4 times in 27 years. It's predictable what's happened in the first half. Castleford are ahead, but maybe there's just a little bit now of, I don't know, frustration for the Tigers. They know they had the great start. That 65 points was beckoning, wasn't it?
Well, it certainly was, but the big problem they have now is that they really can't ease up, because if Wakefield score a quick try on the restart, I can assure you the pressure will be well and truly on this Castleford outfit. They already have that 5th spot, of course, as Eddie mentioned. They need those 65 to take the 4th spot. It's not impossible. They could do it in that second half, but I think that the Tigerish tackling, or should I say the Wildcats tackling, have been quite good, especially late in that first half. And I think that they will come out firing. They are playing on with a lot of pride, and full credit to them. They really have contributed quite well to this first half.
Yes, it's a 65-point winning margin that the Tigers require if they're to pinch 4th spot off Leeds. So if it stays at the moment with Wakefield scoring 4, it's got to be 69-4 by the end of the match. Well, it's something to maybe aim at the start of the second half, but it's a forlorn chase, I fancy. Now then, it's a sad day in many ways for the Castleford Tigers, because Michael McDonald and his partner Monique Baumann are leaving at the end of this year. They have done a wonderful job between them, Michael McDonald particularly, in promoting this club and making them last year the club of the year in Super League, and presents and gifts and presentation on the pitch to Monique and to Michael. They return home to Australia with everybody's good wishes, not only down here at the Jungle, but also, I would imagine, from the entire Super League organisation and rugby league in general. They've done a wonderful, wonderful job in pushing forward the name of the Castleford Tigers. If Michael McDonald or Monique were players, they might go home tonight with the Man of the Match award, which is the watch, as always. But I'm afraid that off-field personnel are certainly not entitled to that, but the players are. And you, as ever, can have your say. it's another chance for you to make it to the grand final. You only have to pick out the name of the man of the match and agree with the losing coach's choice. And if your name comes out of the hat first, I say it's a hat, it's actually a very expensive computer. You win 2 tickets to the grand final and your name goes into a draw to win the box at Old Trafford as well on the night. 09009 10 10 13 with 20 minutes of the game remaining. But it's pretty tight here at the Jungle. Castleford have blown a few opportunities. Wakefield have gritted their teeth. They've kept going. It is a local derby, local pride at stake for them. But for Castleford, well, the big carrot was the 65-point winning margin at the start of the day. If they managed that, they would get to 4th in the table. It's 10-4, though, at half-time.
Our best has just got better. Better cleaning, better looking. New Fairy Liquid.
Wireless internet access in the office. Compaq Armada M series with Intel Pentium 3 processors.
Scottish Widows was first set up to look after the widows and orphans of the Napoleonic War. Coming through wars and recessions, today they invest over £85 billion worldwide for the futures of millions of people. By looking after amounts large and small, Scottish Widows is looking good for your money.
Athletes greet one another without words. They stand on the line, every inch of their bodies projecting cool determination. Without making a sound, they scream, "I am invincible."
Hurry and buy a special twin pack of Lurpak and get this limited edition toast rack. Not you, Douglas. Lurpak. It's a matter of toast, a taste.
Crunchy biscuits, chewy caramel, creamy chocolate, crunchy, chewy, creamy. It's all in the mix. Crunchy biscuit, crunchy, chewy caramel, creamy. It's all in the mix.
Terminal 4, sir.
Yes, please.
And on the way, I'll be bringing you today's best music, along with all the news, weather, and sport. Now, for a look at the traffic, here's our eye-in-the-sky Biff Blade. Thanks a lot, Ted. There's a jackknife lorry blocking the Billington flyover traffic.
Feel like you're in the wrong job? You'll find thousands of jobs at totaljobs.com. Totally change your life.
And now, let's take a look at the weather. It's a scorcher.
Whatever possessed them to do it?
If you've been in a soap and you do it, there's another soap star being a singer.
The songs you'll never forgive.
I'm normally asked to sing when they want to clear a room.
The songs you'll never forget.
When you say, I've got a pretty good scene, boys, I think I'll make a record. Famous people are surrounded by people who are paid just to go, hey, I think that's a really good idea.
Where will it all end? I've got the music in me, a Sky One event of the week, Sunday at 9.
More live cricket coming up for you Sunday afternoon. Action from the National Cricket League as Kent take on Worcestershire. Coverage starts from 12:30. Live on Sky Sports 3, live and interactive, only on Sky Digital. We've reached the half-time stage of the Castleford Tigers' final home game of the regular Super League season, and they are leading the Wakefield Wildcats 10-4. And 4 weeks tonight, we shall be at Old Trafford for the Tetley's Super League Grand Final. Castleford Tigers enter the playoffs next week. Will they be here or just up the M62 at Headingley for the match against the Leeds Rhinos? At the moment, Adrian Vowles and company, I think, know that they have got a little date at Headingley. 10-4 doesn't really reflect their superiority, but Wakefield will give them credit for the way they've dug deep with an inexperienced team and kept the Tigers at bay, and we're underway now for the second half. Of course, when you consider who are missing for Castleford for one reason or another, Aaron Raper now, of course, added to that, or to this list of Jason Flowers, Logan Campbell, Nathan Sykes, Dale Fritz and Barry John Mather, out for one reason or another tonight. They will be hoping that the medical staff do their stuff over the course of the next 7 days and get them ready for the Leeds game.
Well, it's hardly feasible, I suppose, that Castleford could score 59 extra points in 40 minutes. But I think you'd have to say that the Wildcats would have to lie down for them to do that, and I don't think that they will.
No, there's local pride at stake. In this part of the world, it would be a bitter pill to swallow, that. High kick, well claimed by Neil Law, the Wakefield fullback.
Took it well. Notice how he raised the left knee just to protect him in case anyone was going in for a collision course.
As we mentioned, the players missing for Castleford, there is a Super League team in absentia for the Wakefield Wildcats. Men like Steve Prescott, Bobby Goulding, of course, who once upon a time was playing for Wakefield this year, Francis Maloney, Tony Tatupu, Tony Kemp. The list really is endless. Their problems have been well documented, and the cash crisis really has bitten towards the end of this season. But this team, the basis probably for the future in the main, they've done well to keep Castleford to a 10-4 margin in that first half. Here comes the Tigers again with Paul Smith, and early in the tackle count here for the Tigers. Let's go down to the sideline, see what the coaches said during half-time. Bill.
Well, the Castleford coach, Stuart Raper, really wants his side to get back to the way they started this game, when they dominated the opening 15 minutes, kept it nice and simple and got the points to show for it. And that's what he's looking for from his side, the start of this second half. So he would not have been impressed by that drop ball.
Paul Smith making a real meal of that. Not only that, but just relaxing.
And Neil Law on the charge. Well, Wakefield looking to make capital out of that. Hudson, it goes wide to Fisher. Gay gets to him, and with Harlan's help, he's brought down. But there's plenty of tackles in the bank here for the Wildcats. Hudson again. This is one of the youngsters, Paul Hanforth. Long pass infield, and again it goes field or forward. Shrill blast on the referee's whistle. No try.
Westwood it was. Rather sad, but that pass was deemed forward. It was a good effort, though. Jamie Field just slightly forward.
So no try, forward pass, the scrum forming. Let's go back down to Bill to complete that half-time report.
Well, Eddie, the news of Aaron Raper is that he has got a slight calf muscle pull. He won't be coming back out. I think he's still in the physio room having treatment. It doesn't sound as though it's a long-term injury, and he should be fit for the meeting with Leeds Rhinos. But the news from the Wakefield camp, their coach John Harbin very pleased with the way his side has stuck at it in that first 40 minutes. And he's looking for more of the same, really. They really have just got to battle their way through this game. Interesting point from the Wakefield camp. They reckon that there is not one overseas player out there on the pitch in the Wakefield colours. Is that a first in the Super League? Frank Watine is on the bench for them, but he has a British passport. So, not one overseas player out there for Wakefield.
Well, it could be something of a record, that. But you might have a British passport, Frank Watine, but he has played for the New Zealand Maoris in the past. Anyway, let us take nothing away from Wakefield. It's a good effort from them. And it is a good effort continuing here at the Jungle, because Castleford finding it difficult to break them down. Now it's with Danny Orr. Little flick pass back to Lee Harland.
Oh, he was taken
Gay
out.
was taken out without the ball. There's going to be a penalty here to Castleford.
Neat switch of play back on the inside. And there was little doubt that the full-back, Richard Gay, was well and truly held back. Try, opportunity gone.
So a tap penalty. Castleford running it. Tonks. They're finding it tough to crack this Wakefield defence. Davis. Here's Smith on the charge. Hudson missed him. Neil Law didn't. Neither did young David March. Purcell. Davis. Oh, holes opened up for Davis. Fisher closed it. That's a wild pass. And they have it back. Paul Jackson's got it back for Wakefield.
Over elaborate there. No one was supporting, no one was watching. And as Davis offloaded, Jackson was always going to be the first there. Offside given. It's getting a little bit messy in and around the play the ball area.
Well, it was towards the back end of the first half, and it has continued in similar vein start of this second 40.
Very stop-start affair, but if they're offside, you can't blame the referee for slamming that whistle into his mouth.
Absolutely.
Well, placing.
Jackson. Tonks missed him. Smith got to him with Purcell.
He's worked hard as a prop forward, Jackson. He's leading by example.
David March to Paul March. It goes wide then to Fisher. Fisher grounded by Dean Sampson. Here's Ryan Hudson. Pops it back to Neil Law again. Always happy to chime into the line, Neil Law. Playing full back now that Steve Prescott has gone. He's on his way to Hull next year. And that's Hanforth who keeps the movement going. This is young Paul March again. Paul March attacking down the short side. And Davis trying to wrestle him down. And it takes 3 to bring him to ground. Fisher. March. Good ball. Hudson. Hudson. The charge is there from field. Oh, he's just short. Last one. Little dab by Ryan Hudson. Bounces off the ankles. Picked up by Dean Sampson. Castleford breathe a sigh of relief.
What a great tackle, though, from Danny Orr. Looked for all the world that Wakefield were going to score there. Well, that was no shepherd because he didn't touch any of the Wakefield players. Nearly gave himself up, but continued on. It really is getting messy around the ruck area. Good work by the youngster, Wayne Price. Valuable meters forward.
Tonks maybe to make some more, but prop forward Jackson stood his ground.
Well, Castleford will be better served to go back to the basic principles of utilising the big forwards, then getting the link situation going between Danny Orr and Brad Davis.
Great run from Neil Law. Castleford putting the ball down in Wakefield territory. Here's Bright Sodji now. Sodji struggling to get to his feet. David March, dummy half. Gary Price.
Well, they're fighting for the lives, aren't they?
David March. Oh, just slipped as Davis approached him for the tackle. Ryan Hudson again. March. Wide it goes to Hanforth. Big hit on Fisher.
Eager put his shoulder to the work. And there was never any chance for Fisher to get that ball. One of the best defensive centres in Super League is Michael Eager. And when he hits them, he makes it count. Wonderful season.
Yes, he has. Michael Eager, 2 tries here against London 2 weeks ago. And he's been named in the Irish World Cup squad, by the way. And they're going to be pretty strong, you know, Ireland. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they're going to be formidable challenges, the Irish team. Here's Harland.
Well, no one can take them lightly, can they?
Leave him!
Again, solid defence from the Wildcats.
Davis, inside he comes again. Tonks, offloads, does well. Danny Orr, little jink from Danny Orr. Support from Richard Gay. Richard Gay has the pace. He's going over under the sticks. Richard Gay against a Castleford try. In accordance with that reaction, he had won the grand final itself. He's missed the last 5. This is the 280th appearance of his career, and he has marked it with a fine try.
Good work from the standoff, Danny Orr, creating this. Just the link out wide and the little offload, and it was enough, wasn't it? Look at the step there. Kept his cool. Great to see the fullback chiming in, helping the three-quarter line. Deserved that. Well worked indeed. Nice build-up. Tonks offloads here. And off he goes as a little fella. Got great balance. And he had all the speed in the world, Richard Gay.
Now Danny Orr, who made the try with the final pass after the barging run by Tonks, trying to add the extras, and he's bang in front of the sticks, so it should be a mere formality, this. 2 more points to the Tigers total. It's 16-4 now.
Well, they will be breathing somewhat easier, rightly so, and it took a little bit of magic, didn't it, from the standoff? Combination with the full-back. What a lovely step as Danny Orr, and it's always nice to see support play like that.
Ball from the kickoff stands up in front of Davis, and he tips it inside. Here comes Paul Smith again, making his 7th appearance in a row as substitute. And talking of substitutions, Wakefield have made 1. Frank Wateen has come on for Andy Fisher. A real mess at the play of the ball. Carl Kirkpatrick really could do with taking a bit more of a charge of what's happening there.
Well, I think
here goes Eager. He's got Price outside him.
I think he's blown up that many times. On that occasion, he thought, oh, blow it, just keep on with it.
Sampson
Get on with it.
To Danny Orr. Does well. Here's Eager again. Back it goes to Sampson. And Eager once more. He took over from Dean Sampson. It's now with Tonks again. Trying to punch another hole up the middle. That's the last, shouts the referee.
Effective as Tonks since he came in.
Here's Davis. Wide it goes to Rogers. Well, he held on, but it's the turnover.
Opted for the power play. Davis out wide. And Rogers playing in the centre, of course, tonight. Prefers to be a little bit out wide in the wing, but that's great work. Good defence. Really is an underrated player.
There he is again in with the tackle, number 5 for Castleford in the all-white strip, and just needs that one try to become Super League's top try scorer this year after the regular season. The count doesn't include playoff matches. At the moment he's bracketed on 20 with Tommy Martin and Sean Long of St Helens, who we saw last night. And they didn't add to their total. So it's a big money try that Darren Rogers is hunting here. Could be worth £1,000. I'm sure that's not been lost on the Castleford players either.
Well, Hudson. Especially if he says, I'll share it.
Ah, well, that's the key. David March. Brother Paul takes over. Good ball back. They're on the last tackle. They are running this. This is Gareth Ellis.
Well, that's one way of using the referee. And at one point there, I thought he was going to run right over the Merry Whistleblower. That would have brought a cheer. He certainly saw the red on the shirt, and he was after him. Was Mr. Ellis.
Purcell to Ian Tonks. good, keen defence from Wakefield. Purcell, Sampson.
They're having a lot of trouble, is Kirkpatrick, getting them back. They require 10. You can see here on the near side, they're about 5 metres at the moment. And that says it all, doesn't it? The offloads from Castleford has been exceptional. Only 5 from Wakefield and 22 from the Tigers. Well, it's becoming, again, a bit of a schmozzle.
Here's Frank Watine, former reserve grade skipper at Auckland, and he did arrive at Bellevue, to be fair, with an awful lot to prove. David March, the dummy half for Wakefield. Hudson to Paul March. Back on the inside it goes, and that's Ben Westwood.
Tried the reverse crisscross there, but the defence was equal to the task.
Nice little jink from Handforth to within 9 metres of the line. Tackles in the bank still. David March enveloped by the defence.
To be fair, the March twins have worked hard.
There's Law, it goes wide. Handforth dabbing it through, looking for Bright Sodji. Offside.
Nice little option there. They both missed it. Contrasting hairstyles.
Yeah,
no one got a touch.
Bright's got no extensions. And
well, if he has, they're pretty small.
Wayne Price actually needed an extension of the leg then to make contact with the ball. A bit of an air shot. But Bright Sodji, 34, one of the 30-something wingers knocking around in Super League this year.
How old is 30-something?
A bit younger than you.
Well, we've mentioned the difficulties that the Wakefield club are going through at the moment, and their coach, John Harbin, is virtually doing everything. He's the Lions coach, first team coach, academy coach.
Be the coach driver next. But he has done a great job in difficult circumstances.
And he can feel extremely proud the way that the Wildcats have displayed themselves today.
Well,
not surprisingly.
He's lost his patience, I think, at last.
And so have I. Just messing around and little niggly things.
Well, Paul Handforth has been told, and so has the captain. I think it's now Captain Ryan Hudson with Gary Price off the field. But the referee, Carl Kirkpatrick, saying next infringement in and around the play of the ball, and someone will be in the sin bin. Tonks to Davis. Davis, Orr has chimed in. No one coming up in support. Takes the tackle. Adrian Vowles. Michael Eager. Good defence again, though, from Wakefield. They're dogged, they're determined. Vowles once more, the big man. Great defence, though, on him. It was Paul Smith with the run. Now here's Vowles. And it's to Rogers, or maybe this Super League try scoring record is getting to him.
They are trying their best to make sure he gets over for a 4-pointer. It's amazing sometimes, the harder you try, the more mistakes you come up with.
Well, they've had their moments this year, have Wakefield. It's been an up and down season for them. They beat Leeds at Headingley opening night, remember. Warrington at Wilderspool, London at the Valley, and St Helens at Bellevue 5 weeks ago.
Again, good approach work by Wakefield. It's just that they're finishing like that, and the mistakes has just let them down.
Went backwards off Lee Harland. Here is Wayne Price.
Ooh, big hit there. Welcome to the big time. That's a mistake.
Here's Richard Gay. Gets the pass away to Danny Orr. eager, or it was a little bit over-eager, and it was forward of Price.
He knows he's made the mistake. Well, I get the feeling that the crowd would dearly love to see a straight sprint race with Wayne Price. Not the best pass, though. The experienced Michael Eager.
Well, last night, St Helens out of filter, Leeds beaten by the London Broncos. This hardly a convincing performance from Castleford. 3 of the top 5 searching for a bit of form going into the playoffs. I suppose that means then it'll be Wigan Bradford in the grand final, but I think that over the course of the next 4 weeks there'll be a lot of debate about that. And Bradford haven't played yet. It's Hull tomorrow, of course. Here's Watine on the charge. Good run from the big fella too. David March. It's Castleford's turn now to defend. Sodji nearly had the shirt ripped off his back. Paul March. Here's Neil Law again.
Full credit to this Tigers scrambling defence. They're working overtime and they're having to.
Forward again. Another try has been rubbed out because of a forward pass.
Just delayed it, was on the last. Young March. And there was little doubt about it. The one thing that they can be quite pleased with is their approach work to it. Just the finishing on several occasions that have let them down. And that must be a worrying factor for the Castleford coach, Stuart Raper, that these youngsters out there are finding those little gaps.
Well, I wonder if you've spotted a man-of-the-match performance in the... well, it looks like Castleford at this moment in time in the Castleford ranks. This is Brad Davis spinning away from 2 would-be tacklers, eventually hitting the deck. 09009 1010 13, the number for you to make your votes, and the prize, a couple of tickets to the grand final. Rogers was thinking about the race downfield for that chip over the top. Ben Westwood got in his way. John Wells got to him first, the Wakefield man, that is. Here is Adam Hughes.
Neat little chip over as well from the second rower, Andrew Purcell. He certainly impressed me today as Purcell.
Oh, good play from Watine. And on the deck goes Westwood again, and they've got another penalty. Well, now, if he's fair, maybe he ought to be warning the Castleford Tigers to tidy up their image.
Well, it's been going on throughout this game. There has been a niggling approach to it. One could hardly call it a classic, more like an old-fashioned cup tie.
Lee Harlan penalised and warned. The 14th penalty, 8 to Castleford, 6 to Wakefield now. Just a line, by the way, another line on this top try scorer as Rogers, who's hunting for the award, takes the tackle. Bracketed, as I say, with Tommy Martin and Sean Long, but Steve Collins, if he's playing for Hull tomorrow in the match against the Bradford Bulls, could come into the reckoning. He needs a hat-trick. He would join those 3 on 20 tries. So it would be a bonus for the administrators if Darren Rogers got over the line here this evening. Good run from March. Flick pass back off the foot.
First knock on. Well, he tried hard, didn't he, Gareth Ellis? Tried to keep the ball alive, but just a little one. Just the inexperience and tired legs, tired minds now. But full credit to them. Okay, 16-4, the Tigers are leading. But they have certainly not disgraced themselves. The youngsters from Wakefield.
They haven't. Mentioned last week they were beaten but not disgraced, and Purcell waves the white flag at last. Passed a late fitness test to play in this match, now goes to the sideline. He's had a fine game. Wakefield, yeah, they are not disgraced here at the Jungle tonight. All the talk before the match about the 65 points that Castleford needed to get them to 4th spot in the playoffs, those hopes now well and truly evaporated. So it's just a question of what sort of margin Castleford can win this match by. And Bowles is looking for something here, but grounded on halfway by Neil Law. Tonks was the dummy half. Davis wide to Danny Orr, who then finds Lee Harlan. Doing their best to try and stop Castleford getting on a roll. Eager. That's the last.
Come on.
Vowles. Davis. Well, he looked wide and gave the nod to Darren Rogers. He's chasing after this high kick. Well claimed by Law. Well, they've lost Steve Prescott, but Neil Law at fullback, a more than capable deputy.
Beautiful
One of the
kick.
best this troubled year for the Wakefield Wildcats.
A little bit high there. And he felt it, Adam Hughes. Tiger skipper Vowles. More of a grab rather than the swinging arm, but he certainly made contact, and he would have felt that. And as you can see, he's somewhat great. We always knew it was going to be an uphill battle. But, I suppose on the positive side is that the skipper, Adrian Vowles, is coming back into his best form at the right moment.
Tonks just waited then for the onrushing Jackson. Put the shoulder to the wheel. Referee policing the play of the ball. It was a skinny 10 metres that. This now is Keith Mason, 40 metres away from the Castleford line. Speak, dummy half. Paul March gets it away. This is Gareth Ellis. Gareth Ellis again. Off one knee and up and running for the line, Gareth Ellis. Good tackle by David, he got the ball away. Oh, that's terrific defence. Terrific defence by Castleford. But a great little move from the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Andy Speak is the man who's held up over the line.
Good work from Gareth Ellis, the youngster, really showing his quality. A bit dubious perhaps on that final pass, but the hooker Andy Speak tried everything he knew. Good work from Danny Orr. Got him in, got the ball in a headlock sort of thing, and then Eager came to the rescue.
And got Andy Speak in a headlock. Well, Andy Speak on loan from Leeds. This is his 10th successive appearance. He was hooker for Leeds in the Challenge Cup semi-final against Hull. He didn't play for the Rhinos after that, though. That's why he is here at Wakefield, gaining some valuable first-team experience. What a good prospect he is. Only 20 years of age. And it's him at dummy half. Gets the ball away. There's a chance here for Jackson again. Quick play the ball. Speak once more. Speak trying to burrow his way over. Watine. Hudson. Wide it comes to Handforth. That's the last tackle. Law will surely hoist the crossfield kick, which he does. Oh, and such a shame that Graham Law dropped it. The knock-on adjudged.
No advantage, so the turnover. Well, you've got to give credit to this Tiger defence there. The Wildcats threw everything at them.
Knock on. No try. Ben Westwood, he's been close a couple of times tonight. Young Ben.
He's thoroughly enjoyed himself, hasn't he? A bit of a firebrand. Got involved early in this match. He certainly didn't take a backward step. And it will be a wonderful experience for all these youngsters on this Wakefield outfit. Hard times at the club, and he knows it too. And John Harbin, he has to feel proud, and why not? There's some youngsters out there having to do a real man's job, and they're doing just that.
Full of optimism for the future as well, by the way, John Harbin, for these young players, if they are given the nod by the authorities in the game to continue next year with all the debts that they've got.
To be fair, the big spending spree certainly didn't improve them, did it?
Didn't.
So the
Rogers!
The youthfulness will come to the... Oh, Davidson dropped it. He knew he would have a clear run. Rogers did well. Not the best pass, though. But maybe he could have got to it.
Well, there better be a little bit more ball security on show from Castleford in the playoffs next week, and indeed St Helens after what we saw last night.
Well, what it's lacked in class here at times, it certainly has been made up for its intensity.
And its enthusiasm, from particularly from these youngsters. And for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the first half, it looked as though Castleford could get that magical 65-point winning margin. That's a forlorn hope now, because we're just 10 minutes away from the end, and it's a 12-point winning margin, some way short. And it would have been a shame actually for Wakefield if they had suffered, because they certainly don't deserve to be on the end of a drubbing. In fact, a lot of people will say they don't deserve to be the end of a beating. This has been a gutsy and spirited display. He's over! Paul Hanford had such strength then, and there's a right scrap now on the line. Paul Hanford certainly got the ball down, but did he ground it properly? The Wakefield Wildcats believe that he has.
I think so too. Well, they fully deserved that. And the substitute, that's a try. Oh, now then, has he got a downward pressure?
Whose arm is that on it?
Looks like a Castleford arm. And is it deliberately trying to knock the ball clear?
Well, he's one-on-one.
No, that's a try. Davis actually finishes up with his right hand on the football. This will be TRY time, and they fully deserve it.
They're celebrating already, as you can see. The try is given to Wakefield. Something for those supporters to cheer about, and something for Paul Hanford, who made his debut last week as a substitute against Warrington, who has come on here tonight and has grabbed his first Super League try.
Second effort. Hooker tried hard there, get the ball away. And Hanford, great determination. As I say, they fully deserved it. Speak, good run. Jinked his way through. That's great strength.
Well, Paul Hanford, his father, former assistant coach at Wakefield. He'd be delighted with his son's effort there. Oh, it's a pity that they've not added the extras. 16-8. Beaten but unbowed. And who knows, the way they have spiritedly fought back into this match.
Well, he fully deserves it, doesn't he? He worked very, very hard, as they all have. Well, they'll be watching a few times on the videotape, and why not? Nice to see youth being given its opportunity.
8 minutes to go, and the lines are still open for your votes for man of the match. 09009 10 10 13. Still chance for you to claim a couple of seats for the grand final at Old Trafford. You won't be seeing Wakefield. I wonder if Castleford can do the impossible and play knockout football all the way through to the grand final. They will have to improve, Steve-O, on what we've seen tonight.
Well, there's little doubt in my mind that they lost their shape as soon as Aaron Raper, their hooker, had to leave the field midway through the first half, and he's such a vital cog, and he knows it too, does Stuart Raper. But I think he just gets the impression now they're going through the motions.
Well, Wakefield aren't. They have the sniff of something, and Watine has really got them going forward. Little dab over the top. He went backwards. He was lucky to get away with that. And John Wells.
Well, he certainly has injected a lot of enthusiasm.
It wasn't John Wells, by the way. It was Jonathan Goddard, the young sub-on.
Well, they're up for it now, but there's a big fella. Since his introduction, he's led by example. And they are really strapping it out there, are the Wildcats. And they're loving it. Okay, they're not going to get the winning bonus, but they're going to get the respect.
Price Little half gap, but it was...
Oh, he lost that.
That wasn't played at all properly.
Not only that, lost it, did Wayne Price. Oh, what a
great
malicious kick.
Great kick from Davis. Don't think it was a 40-20. I think Carl Kirkpatrick's 100% sure.
I think it might be.
Might be a 40-20.
We'll go to the screen. No doubt at that end. He went past the 20. Is he inside the 40?
I think he is, you know.
Yep.
Oh, well inside. My first impression was he wasn't. That maybe was Carl Kirkpatrick's as well.
Well, there's little doubt. As soon as it makes impact.
It's going to be a 40-20. This head and feed to the Tigers.
Got a metre and a half spare.
Great kick from Davis.
Took a malicious bounce, didn't it, to the left.
Let's go.
Well, can they finish with a flourish?
They will look to. Danny Orr running flat. Away from Ryan Hudson. Hudson comes back for a second snap and gets him.
Here.
Can they get Darren Rodgers over the line? They've gone the opposite way from his position. Vowles driving it in underneath the sticks. Here's Davis, here's Orr, and here's Wells. Wells will get one. Wells will get his second of the night. And the 40-20 kick from Brad Davis pays rich rewards.
All came about from that wonderful kick from Brad Davis, the 40-20. Superb effort. Watch this wicked kick to the left. It's amazing what rugby league football can do. Just simple hands out wide. A tiring Wakefield defence. Danny Orr, the provider. Wells, he scored the first try, the opening try of the match. It looks like he's going to bang the last one too.
That's John Wells, a new 2-year deal safely deposited. He's had a good season in 2000, career best now. 12 tries in all games, 13 tries in all games, 12 in Super League. Danny Orr maybe for 2 extra points to the Tigers total. He's dragged it wide. It's 20 points to 8. Castleford, they're going to win. John Wells with 2 tries. I wonder whether they will now conjure one up for Darren Rodgers, because he was right behind Wells here as he went over the line. There he is. And John Wells, I noticed, Steve, had a little word down Darren's ear, which is to say, well, that's a scoring. Paul Marchery starts. High kick.
Still time, of course.
There is.
Maybe what John Wells was saying to Darren Rodgers was, I'll provide you with the next one. Well, they really are throwing themselves into it, these young Wakefield Wildcats, and the circumstances. And they really have given the Tigers a hard road today. Oh, swinging on there.
He's got him.
Westwood.
Well, I think the referee's got him. I think he knows who it was.
He's a firebrand, isn't he?
Come on.
The one thing this guy will not do is take a backward step. Malicious hit. He had another one in earlier in the game.
Okay, Aidan, we don't need that. Hey, come on. 3 minutes to go. Let's not be daft about it. You've gone high. The bloke's 6'7". How you've gone high on him, I'll never know.
Well, he jumped.
Does that mean Ben Westwood's 3'2"?
We knew it was coming as well with the big fella. Uh-oh, eyes closed, bang. What a bad hit. I'm sure it always looks a little bit worse in slow motion.
And the Orr, there's the man. He could be all over the field in the last 2 minutes, Darren Rogers. Lynch. Here they go again. Oh, big hit. Haaland. Speak was leading the way then. Now then, Purcell to Danny Orr. Rogers! Forward! Oh, I don't believe it!
The Castleford players don't realise it. And Rogers is absolutely livid. Well, I don't know how they've got that as a forward. Maybe we'll see from the higher shot better. It's a 50-50, is that?
Well, he's just got Darren Rogers £1,000.
Oh, that didn't look forward. The players went up, the crowd went up. They knew how important it was.
I went up.
The only one that didn't
was Carl Kirkpatrick.
The whistle went up instead.
Oh, poor old Darren Rogers. Well, Tommy Martin, Sean Long will have gone up as well, because maybe they now will get third shares, and if Steve Collins gets a hat-trick, they'll get a quarter share of the £1,000. It's a bit like missing a putt, Steve-O, on the last green, isn't it?
Never played for a grand. Well, sure, I've never played for 2 bob, so not the way I play.
You're not worth 2 bob. He's off again, Rogers. Well, he was for a moment. There's good sweeping up behind the line there. Well, I don't think he's going to do it now. 16 seconds remain. Unless we get a length of the field effort from him. Price gets to his feet. This is the last chance. There's the full-time side and a second or two ahead of schedule. Stuart Raper gets the win that takes his team into the playoffs with victory on the belt, but not by the margin that he wanted. Adrian Vowles will lead his troops into battle now at Headingley next Saturday night, and the loser of that match will bow out. But here tonight, Wakefield, for all their troubles, they've put those behind them, and they have given Castleford a real battle for the points at the Jungle. The Tigers have won by 20 points to 8. And Darren Rogers denied at the last with a forward pass, a try that he believed would have netted him £1,000 as the leading scorer in Super League. Not so. Still to come tonight, Sky Sports 1 at 8. There's live championship boxing. Sam Soliman defending his Commonwealth middleweight title against Howard Eastman. Followed at 10 by more late-night wrestling, WWF SmackDown. On Sky Sports 2 at 8, live US Tour Golf, Day 3 of the Pennsylvania Classic. Over on Sky Sports 3 now, live Spanish football, Malaga against Real Madrid. Followed at 10 o'clock by the Rugby Union update. Harlequins Bristol in that. Well, Stuart Raper and Michael McDonald having a chat. They know that the curtain has now come down on their season here at the Jungle. They will take their hopes to Headingley next weekend as the Tetley's Bitter Super League Playoffs 2000 swing into action. Yes, 4 weeks tonight we're at Old Trafford, but the playoffs begin Friday at 7 on Sky Sports 1. The Saints against the Bulls. It's the qualifying playoff, Knowsley Road, live nowhere else. Sky Sports 1 Friday at 7. Then in 7 days' time, we have the Leeds Rhinos at home to the Castleford Tigers. Next Saturday at 6, Sky Sports 1. The loser in that one will bow out of the race for Old Trafford 2000. Leeds beaten by London this last weekend. The Tigers here have beaten the Wildcats at the Jungle as they say farewell to their supporters on home soil for the year 2000. But for them, Super League 5 progresses, and will the road open up for them all the way to Old Trafford? They have beaten the Wildcats by 20 points to 8.
The Movie Max Wednesday premiere.
Van Damme is back. All right. He's selling knockoff gear.
What? They're knockoff artists in Hong Kong?
And losing his rag. Jean-Claude Van Damme. In chaos-causing, shirt-ripping, car-chasing, mega-kicking, hard-hitting, no-imitation, riveting action-adventure. It's an explosive fashion statement. Knockoff. Wednesday, 10:15, Sky Movie Max.
Obsession, Jealousy, Cruise, Kidman, Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. Own it on video from Monday.
I was with some friends the other night. All they seemed to be doing was moaning about how high their pension charges were. Moan, 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 moan. Quite right, too. Come on.
Yes! Mom! Mom, Steve just asked me out. Email just in. Today, Jade was asked out on a hot date by Steve. Mom, tell him he's reading my email. Louis! Report suggests Steve must need glasses.
With Open, you can email, shop and bank through your TV 24 hours a day. To register for Open Email, press your interactive button now.
If you're 22 or over, the national minimum wage will go up to £3.70 an hour. So from the 1st of October, £3.70 is the least you can expect. If you want more information about how the rise affects you, call us on our confidential helpline.
Gosh, this is nice. Absolutely splendid. It's fabulous, yeah. Super, super, super. One!
Pepper Army. It's a bit of an animal.
Gosh, fabulous model.
This autumn at Disneyland Paris, come and feel young again. Come and have a goofy time.
Come and spend the spookiest Halloween.
Discover it all in our new brochure. Call 0990 03 0301. Disneyland Paris. The magic is closer than you think.
Well, the end-of-season party's in full swing now at the Jungle, and the Castleford Tigers have sent their supporters home happy. A 20 points to 8 victory over the Wildcats. They're in good spirits then for the playoffs. The man of the match who wins the Tissot watch, their captain, Adrian Vowles. He's talking now to Bill Arthur.
Adrian, congratulations, man of the match, and there's the award that goes with it. It was the win anyway.
Yeah, it was a win, and I'd like to thank Tissot for the award. Now, it was a hard game. We always knew it would be, and, you know, everything that's gone on at Wakefield, full credit to the Wakefield guys. You know, they came out and stuck it to us.
You went into a little huddle on the final whistle there. You called the players over. What was that all about?
Just, you know, we've got to step up another gear for Leeds next week and work hard this week, and we know that's going to be a tough game as well. And, you know, it's semi-final time now. Everything gets a bit harder.
I think folks are watching back home, aren't they?
Yeah, I just say hello to my mum and dad, family back home, and Charvel, and just about the game today. Might get Steve-O off me back for a while.
Michael Dixon of Leeds has booked his place at Old Trafford for the grand final. He's our competition winner tonight. OK, let's now get the view of the Castleford Tigers coach, Stuart Raper.
Stuart, what was the verdict on that?
A tough game, you know. Wakefield, very enthusiastic side, came out and it's what we expected. Hard to approach a game knowing you needed 56 points to try and get a fourth spot. You know, although we didn't talk about it, it wasn't, you know, in our mind. And, you know, it was a tough game. I thought the man in the middle struggled a little bit, you know, with his 10 metres. It was all over the place and made it quite erratic for us to try and get any stability in our attack. We didn't play that great, with a lot of blokes out, but, you know, I know that we can improve, and Leeds next week's always a different kettle of fish.
Well, that's it. Adrian's already said that you're going to have to step up a gear for Leeds, and that's certainly the case, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not something I really have to get the players up for. I'm sure they'll be, you know, pumped up for next week. I've told them the competition's now over. Semi-final football, cutthroat. You know, we just got to go for broke now.
Quick word on Aaron. How is he?
He's strained a calf, slight strain. You know, we're not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he'll be right, and the medical team will be working overtime on him.
Yeah, they'll want Aaron Raper back for those playoffs, that is for sure. But an interesting point, as Castleford and Leeds will meet now in 7 days' time in those playoffs. Leeds have ended their regular season 3 straight defeats. Castleford have ended their season 3 straight victories. Crucial, Steve-O, maybe.
Yeah, I think that, well, psychologically they'll have to go in pretty confident about it. I know that Leeds do not like playing Castleford. They never, ever do. And it's an amazing fact that the Tigers, Castleford, over the years, they've always lifted themselves when they come up against the Leeds outfit. And it will be no different next week.
Indeed not. It will not be different next week. Headingley will be quite a battle. But, Steve-O, poor old Darren Rodgers. He must feel like he's been mugged tonight because he had £1,000 in his back pocket and the referee's whistle blew him back for a forward pass.
Little doubt that Darren Rodgers will not be thanking Mr. Kirkpatrick for this. He's not a merry whistleblower as far as Darren Rodgers is concerned. It looked all right. For mine, I'm not the referee. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, £1,000. I'm sure he will sleep quite easy tonight. Other than that, I thought he had a fine game.
Well, we now move into the playoffs. We've got 5 teams, we've got 4 weeks, and then we're at the grand final. I'm going to ask you to pick your grand finalists.
The Bulls and the Warriors.
I expected you to go on a little bit longer than that. But you've discounted the rest. You don't think they're in... I mean, St Helens champions? No?
I think they can bounce back, but it's going to be a pretty hard task. Their real thrashing yesterday would have hurt them badly, and they really have to pick themselves up the floor. I really feel that St Helens are carrying a lot more injuries than what they're admitting. I think that Wigan are on a roll, and I think that Bradford will fire back. It's been a big struggle for the Bulls, but I think that they will fire when it's needed.
Well, third place, traditionally in the playoffs over 2 years, Halifax, Leeds, bye-bye. They were in third spot. You think Bradford can overcome all that?
Yes, I can, and I think that Matthew Elliott, as I say, he has taken the monkey off his back. He's already won the Challenge Cup, of course, and I'm sure that he will make sure that he will get his hands on another trophy.
Well, the playoffs start next weekend. Saints against the Bulls, first up Friday at 7. Whoever wins that goes forward to play Wigan for the right to get to Old Trafford. The losers will continue, though. They get the second bite of the cherry. Not so in the match on Saturday. It's at Headingley. That's confirmed now. Leeds and Castleford next Saturday, 6 o'clock. Whoever loses that bows out. 4 glorious weeks lie ahead. We'll see you next week when the playoffs start. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye. Ball out wide from Rodgers. This is John Wells. They've got the start. Castleford have got the start. They want it. Good movement here.